Okay. Okay.
25 minutes before 10, it is the last and the final hour of the AM edition this Thursday. And of course, that's Cesar with Love Galore, and it being the last day of Women's Month. We've got an outstanding that is woman who has has experienced quite a bit, and we're gonna give it to her to actually just explain to us and just let us in a little bit on her life, because I don't think that we're actually going to be able to cover it in the next 5 minutes. This is Sindiswa Mzamo, the Edison Corporation. She works for the Edison Corporation, and she was just introducing herself just prior before we went into the news headlines. Just for the benefit of those that are only just joining us now. Yeah. A little bit of insight. Where are you from? How you got groomed, and when did you notice that this is the direction that you probably end up in?
I'm from Port Elizabeth. I was born and bred in Port Elizabeth, and from a religious background. Very powerful grandparents, my mom and dad, grandmother and granddad, and served in the ministry as well. And I think that's when I discovered that I'm a leader by serving in the ministry. And when I went to school, I was, captain of sports, athletics, netball, volleyball. Even when I went to, varsity, I was leading the scripture union there, and it was quite fascinating for me. And I started picking up that I'm a leader when I was actually given. By the way, I think it was by accident. I didn't know that. I was hyperactive in the class, and then I ended up being picked up as a class monitor. The one that is hyperactive to monitor others that were cool.
To keep you quiet.
To keep me quiet.
Yes.
And I ended up being a class monitor and a prefect and head girl. So that's how I picked up my leadership skills and qualities, and I moved there along.
Now, Chief Operating Officer and Head of Marketing of the Edison Power Group, the first and currently only woman among the 5 directors on the board of the Edison Power. How do you manage that? How do you achieve that? How do you find yourself there?
That's a very powerful question. I'm a highly spiritual person. I would like to actually acknowledge my spiritual father, Apostle Simon Gwena, who has actually gave me the spiritual guidance of actually who I am and how do I, become a leader as a daughter of Zion. And also lean into God in all the decisions that you take, because it's not easy. I always tell people, the greatest battles that you have, you win them through your knees. And that is what my spiritual father has taught me, Apostle Simon Gwena. And in the leadership position now that I am in at Edison Power Group, I lead men. I sit around the table with only men. And when you lead men, you don't change who you are as a woman. Because at times I always tell people that you don't have to be a man to lead men, but you have to be a woman to lead men, because you are a woman.
You have what they don't have.
You have what they don't have, which is your nurturing, which is you are loving, you are caring. Because you might find that one of your colleagues, he's got personal problems. As a woman, you pick it up immediately when somebody walks into the boardroom that, hey, this man is loaded. And I need to cool down and not address issues in a manner that I want to address, so that I can accommodate him and we move together and we move along. Because it's very important to pick up your own people that you work with their challenges and their problems that they have before you assign any work. Because the next thing, when people don't perform, you blame them. But it's very important to actually understand what are their challenges in terms of their backgrounds, so that you'll be able to understand the workload and the challenges that they have, because it's about teamwork. If you don't understand a challenge of your own brother or sister, then how are you going to be able to work? Because I personally believe that what brings us together in an organization is the values that the Edison Power Group, Edison Corporation Group chairman has created for all of us, which is, respecting one another, loving one another, honesty, integrity, running, with excellency across all the systems of the group. So now it's very important to take and tag everybody along within the group.
Given what you've mentioned now, the respect and understanding each other, and not only are you the only woman, but the first woman there on that board. So would you say that you've reached that right now?
I must thank my father, who's the chairman of the board as well, because he hand-holded me.
There we go.
He hand-holded me because when I was appointed as a group COO, my first meeting when I was introduced, and when the chairman told the divisional CEOs that I'm actually going to work with them, it was like, this is Sindi, I'm imitating my father. This is Sindi, you're going to work with him. Please assist him in everything that he wants. You see, in an organization, when you want to break the glass ceiling, hey, work with men. Don't walk alone. Oh, you're never going to make it. You must take all your male counterparts along so that they make you successful.
Yeah. What is your secret though? Because you are so light, you're so fun, you're so free. That's how you come across. And given your position, you know what they say, the higher up you go, the greater the challenges. How do you maintain this as your personality?
My personality is through prayer.
Okay.
I'm a very light person. I'm very funny. I'm an extrovert, by the way. And even my chairman knows when I'm around, everybody's alive and kicking. And even in meetings, at times I'm told to keep quiet because I literally take over the meeting, not knowing I've taken over the meeting by being an extrovert. So I tend to cool a little bit, cool down. But we complement each other with the chairman, by the way. And we work very well together. And I always tell people, Mr. Vivian Reddy is a black man trapped in an Indian skin. And he's not one kind of a person that you can tag as an Indian in terms of the operations, in terms of the people that he works with. I mean, I work with him like I'm his right hand, and I on daily basis, 24 hours. But I've learned a lot from him because he always says that to me, if you can dream it, you can achieve it.
Indeed.
But what you need to do is you must work continuously, tirelessly. That's why I only sleep 4 hours.
4 hours a day?
Yes.
So you are up at what time?
I'm up at 3 a.m. every day.
Consistently?
Consistently. I don't break it. Because once I break it, I get sick.
But I mean, all of that though, and I think it's only fair to add, not necessarily, but I mean, it's also your background. I mean, where you're from. Besides coming from a religious family, you are also, somehow in the military type of setting. So that also has informed the kind of discipline that you have today. You're waking up so early in the morning, starting your day so early, and consistently maintaining that type of discipline without effortlessly.
You are right, because one of my commanders that instilled me that training was Commander Themba Mavundla, the MKVA chairperson in KwaZulu-Natal. And he is the one that took care of me when I joined the MK military training. And he actually told us when we started the session that we will wake up every day at 3 a.m. And that instills discipline, by the way, because once, with the military way, it's about protocol, it's about discipline, it's about cleanliness. You will never go wrong in life because success is about being disciplined. If you're not disciplined, you're not going to be successful in life.
Sure.
And also, if you're not clean, you're not going to be successful in life. If you don't follow protocol, you're not going to be successful in life. Because in life in general, it's about protocol. For you to go to the next step, you must take step number one, that's protocol, hey? Step number two, you don't jump step one and go to step number 7.
You might pay for it
You
sooner
might
than you
pay
think.
for it, and you will fall, and the next thing you fall hard for you to wake up. It takes time, eh?
Absolutely.
It takes time.
Absolutely. At exactly 9:44 your time, AM edition, and of course we are with Sindiswa. That is Sindi. She says that the dad used to call her Sindi when he was angry. That is Sindi Mzamo, the Chief Operating Officer and Head of Marketing of the Edison Power Group. Just in closing,
Yes.
What is your philosophy in life? What words do you live by?
My words that I live by, they are very simple and straightforward. You acknowledge the one from above, who is God. And you pray a lot. But also at the same time, love everybody. Don't hate anybody. Make sure that the people that you work with, they are people that you'd always support. And make sure that the people that you meet in life, you always treat them with respect and dignity. But also to mention one important thing, when I woke up this morning, it's for me a sort of a mantra. You know, when you have a mantra, it says knowledge gives you power, but character gives you respect. So there's a difference between power and character. Your character would actually sustain you and make you to go miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away. But also, in life you must have a vision. If you don't have a vision, you crumble and fall. Because what a vision does, my dear brother and sister, it actually opens your eyes to see the furthest, to see things that others don't see. You see, when you have a vision, you hear the inaudible, you see the invincible. You run miles and miles and miles and far ahead of other people because you've got a vision. And you must listen to your vision and not other people. People are going to talk, by the way, when you're successful. And don't listen to them. But keep on running.
Wise words from a very wise lady. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for shedding light on many. And may your light continue to shine as bright as it is right now.
Thank you very much.